What's up, fast gang? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be in something rather big, and it's right over there. Let me cut to the B-roll. So this right here is a Range Rover V6 Supercharged SE, and yeah, I'm just gonna be doing like a short little review on it, tell you my thoughts on it. I'm pretty sure I've said in other videos before in the past that I'm not really into SUVs, so yeah, it's gonna be an interesting review, so you guys get to see my thoughts on this particular car, this particular SUV. But yeah, let's get inside, get cracking, and see what we can see with this car. So let's start with the looks of this car. Me personally, I'm not really into them. I'm not really into Rangers in general, you know, the whole SUV thing. I do actually like the Velar, surprisingly. Like when I saw the pictures, I was like, this looks kind of nice. Seen it in person, driven it, I really do enjoy the Velar. But this particular model, oh, that's my phone going flying. This particular model, yeah, I'm not really into it. I just find it too big. I'm in Hertfordshire right now, and the way the meeting points are, they're like really, in fact the roads themselves are like really small, really tight. So yeah, you're in this big machine, and it's kind of weird because it's slightly off-roading, so obviously an SUV is like the perfect car for it, but at the same time the roads are really small and tight. Like if I show you, like look at these. Look how tight these roads are, and then look how big the car is. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but you know, you do kind of get used to it. Like I was saying in the Toyota Aygo review, you do get used to it if you've been driving for a while, I guess. But this definitely shouldn't be like anybody's first car. Hell no, like it's just way too big. You're probably gonna crash it or curb the wheels or something like that. You would probably want to stay away from that as like a first car. But if you've been driving for a while, you know what you're doing. Yeah, why not? I mean, I've driven this car I think about 3 times now. Driving it through Hertfordshire, even though like I said the roads are tight, I can, you know, put quite a bit of power down. But you know, I can see why people get it though. It does come with quite a bit of features. Now this particular model, I don't believe it has the massage seats. It does have the heated seats, which is quite good because it's cold as hell in the UK, and I was freezing before I got in this car. It did do a really nice cold start up, but I kind of missed that because I had to move the car to where I was gonna film it. So yeah, I do like the way the car sounds. Like I like the supercharged whine. Let me drop the window a little bit and put some power down so you guys can see. Drop a gear, put that in sport. You can really hear the supercharged whine, so that was not a good idea. Yeah, I had the sunroof open. So yeah, clearly I have no common sense in doing that. But yeah, let's get to things like comfortability. It's a pretty comfortable car to drive. One thing I don't like, and remember, when I review these cars, I'm doing them from the perspective of how I used to drive with what I used to daily, which was the 1 Series. The steering wheel, the first thing I would say is it's a bit too thin for my liking, but I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's definitely not bad. I would prefer a thicker steering wheel, but it's okay. It is quite a big car, so it does get a bit annoying because obviously you would always want maximum control when you're driving a car like this. I mean, it's a big car, heavy car. It puts power down. Like, you do not want to be, you know, sliding all over the place because you ain't got enough grip and enough control or anything like that. It is dope though. It's got heated steering, which is really, really, really helpful when you live in cold places like here. You just slap that on. In fact, I might do that right now. Steering feel in general, like it does grip a lot better than like things like the Aygo that I was telling you guys about last time. That was really annoying. Like I always felt like my hand was gonna slip off. I can drive this with one hand, no problem. You know, I feel safe and comfortable in it. Again, I'm gonna go back to the size. When I'm driving on the roads, I do tend to drive a bit too far to the right or to the left because I feel like the car's a lot bigger than it actually is. Obviously I don't want to curb the wheels and stuff, and I don't want to crash into cars in the oncoming lane. So yeah, it is a bit sticky when it does come to that, but you know, other than that, I mean, it is a pretty nice car to drive. It's definitely very comfortable. You know, you're high up, you're sitting very high up, so it is nice to see above car level or eye level, whatever you want to call it, see a bit further into the distance, which is really good. Especially in a place like this, like I was saying, like because of the way the roads are, they're really tight roads, so because you do get to see higher up, it is really, really helpful. You can see what's, you know, oncoming and make sure you're not going to crash or hit anything. I guess if you're sitting too low, it could get a bit scary, but meeting points are definitely a big no in this car. It does come fitted with things like parking sensors and cameras. I'm not sure if they're fitted as standard, but this car definitely does have them. It doesn't have 360, but it does have a reversing camera, which is good. It did get a bit annoying when I was reversing because it would say things are a lot closer than they really were, but I don't know if that's just this car in particular or that's just how Range Rover do their things. So as a Range Rover, obviously this car's 4-wheel drive, which is good. It does mean it puts down power. You're not likely to get stuck in any mudslides or any weird kind of shit like that, because that's the point of the car. It's supposed to be off-road capable. Inside London, I wouldn't really see the point. You're not really going to use most of the capabilities, but at the same time anyway, I doubt most people use the capabilities, so you know, it is what it is. It's just one of those things. Put some power down. Hear that? This car really is quite fun. And speaking of fun, here's one thing I really do appreciate about the car, I would say. I drove this car on the motorway. I was actually quite surprised by how it handled and stuff at like higher speeds. I personally thought it was going to be quite scary, but yeah, let's just say when I was on the Autobahn, I put power down. I really did put power down. You feel safe at higher speeds. You don't feel like you're going to topple over or anything, which is basically like my biggest, like, #1 fear with SUVs. Just the way they look at high speeds, they don't really look secure and stable. From the inside, this car is definitely stable at higher speeds. Like, I really put power down. Great over speed bumps. The suspension's lovely. You don't really feel anything. I've just gone over 2 speed bumps. Can't feel a thing. If I was in the 1 Series, ba-dum, 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 I'll be feeling that shit everywhere. Yeah, so this particular model is the 8-speed automatic. Shifts are pretty good. I haven't driven anything with like crazy fast shifts, so I won't really talk too much on that. And I believe this particular model has the upgraded seats, so it does have the electric seats. It's got the heated seats. Again, I'm not too sure if it has massage seats. I have looked around in the infotainment, I couldn't find it. Right, so I'm currently on the Autobahn, and yeah, like I said, this ride height, it just works perfectly. I'll be honest, the amount of driver confidence it instills in you is actually amazing. It's kind of crazy. Like, again, I thought I would be quite scared to put power down and be on the motorway in such a big vehicle going so fast, but it's really stable. It feels really grounded. The blind spot assist is really nice. The thing that tells you where there's a car in your blind spot that you might not be able to see if you wanted to change lane. That's really helpful because obviously it's quite a big car. The blind spots are quite bad. Looking out the rear view is a bit horrible, but again, it does have reversing camera, so it's okay. Hello, power down. Power is necessary. I'm telling you, power is necessary on like motorways. 4-wheel drive is a different kind of monster. Honestly, like, especially coming from a rear-wheel drive car as well, the power is crazy. The way it puts power down is actually nonsense. Like, you're just up and running straight away. It's just fucking mental. I know a lot of people laugh at like Beamers and stuff because they're rear-wheel drive, so obviously once you're stuck, you're a bit pissed, you know. You're just messing with traction and all sorts, but 4-wheel drive, you should be good, man. You should be good. I'm not sure if the all-wheel drive system will be as good as Audi's, because I know Audi's got like the famed Quattro 4-wheel drive, but this doesn't slack at all. Like I said, it's a big vehicle, yes, but the car moves. Brakes are solid as well, which is really nice. Obviously good for safety reasons if you're, you know, on the Autobahn doing a bit of hooligan driving. The Range Rover's also got the digital dash that looks pretty nice, yeah. It just looks, you know, nice, sleek, sensible finish, nothing too crazy. One thing I don't like is that in a lot of cars, when you switch the mode, I think including the Velar as well, when you switch to drive mode, the car kind of has like a little animation to show that you're in a different mode. Other than in this car, all it really does is just change from D to S, which is a bit lame, but it's nice to know when, you know, you start getting red dials and all this kind of crazy stuff indicating that you're in the sportiest mode. So the price of this car starts at around £66,000. I'm assuming spec'd up you could get close to £80,000. Yeah, this is the SE trim, not the HSE trim, so it's not the top level trim. For the trim, it's a pretty car. Again, I'm not into Range Rovers like that, so it's not the most beautiful car to me, but it's an okay looking car. You start to see, I guess, cheaper looking cars when the trim is not at the top spec, you can really tell it doesn't look great at all. This looks okay. I don't think I've seen a HSE, so I can't really compare how that's gonna look, but again, it's an okay looking car. The biggest differences between this car and the 1 Series, I'll say, is obviously things like ride height. It's a much bigger car. Space in general, the back's quite big. The 1 Series isn't too great. It's a rear-wheel drive car, so I believe the drivetrain is placed weirdly at the back, which reduces the amount of space that's in the back. So a lot of people complain that, you know, space in the back of the 1 Series isn't the greatest, but at the same time it's a hatchback as well anyway, so you're not gonna get like the greatest space. But obviously Range Rover, big vehicle, everyone knows, pretty spacious. It's got the split opening tailgate, yeah, easy to load and unload things into the car. One thing I also really didn't like about this car is that when you, I'm not saying you should snap and drive, but if you were to take a snap while you were driving and you had music on, it would kind of just like lag the whole phone out, and then everything would stop, your music would stop, and you kind of have to like reconnect your phone. It's this weird, annoying thing. I don't know why it does that. In any other car, it's never happened to me, except the Audi, when I got a phone call once and then everything disconnected. I don't know why, but that was really annoying. So imagine every time someone calls you and you pick up the phone call and then you have to reconnect everything, like you're just taking your eyes off the road unnecessarily, and that would just be really annoying. When you make sudden / jerky movements, again, it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall over. It really does feel steady. So there's been times when I've been like on the motorway, and you know when you don't realize you need to get you need to exit, so you got to do a real quick left or right, because we're in Germany right now on the autobahn. Yeah, put the power down, swing to the right to get off the motorway. It doesn't feel jerky, it doesn't feel unstable, it doesn't feel crazy. That's one thing I really didn't like about the Beamer. Again, it's rear wheel drive, so I'm gonna assume that's the reason why. This feels really, really planted. 4-wheel drive, it is really a different beast. I said the exact same thing in the Audi. With the 4-wheel drive, it is crazy how much control you have over the car. The pedals feel pretty nice. They do feel a bit plasticky slightly, but I do like the size. There's been a couple cars that I've got in, like the M140, a lot of Mercedes, and even the Audi. The pedals feel just a bit too small. I mean, I'm not saying every car should have fucking Lamborghini pedals, but a bit bigger. I like the size of these pedals, just slightly bigger, something that you can feel like you can actually grab. In terms of fuel economy, it's not too bad. The last time I drove this, I was absolutely booting on the motorway, like on another level. Like I really did the dash. But yeah, the fuel didn't go down too much, and considering it's a V6, I'm gonna assume that's quite good. Again, I haven't driven too many cars like that, so I can't compare it too much. I'm just going with what I would usually get from the 1 Series. But yeah, it honestly wasn't too bad. Like I did quite a drive, and yeah, the fuel didn't go down too much, so I'm gonna assume it's got some pretty decent fuel economy going on. It is supercharged again, of course, so that obviously helps. And obviously, you know, these newer cars, the way that the engines are made, they put out a lot less fuel waste from such smaller engine sizes. So yeah, I would say it's not too bad. If I was to say my top 5 things about this car, I would definitely say, again, as much as I don't like SUVs, that is one of the highlights of this car, which is the height of this car. It is really helpful. You get to see far ahead. It's clear where you're gonna go, where you need to go. You can see everyone around you. You can see people's indicators. Yeah, the ride height is definitely gonna be number 1 for me. Number 2 for me would be the size of this car, actually. It's just spacious. I mean, if you had a full car in here, I'm pretty sure everyone would feel at home, everyone would feel comfortable. I'm pretty sure anyone behind me will have no problem sitting behind me. In the 1 Series, I did get a lot of complaints because the car was a lot smaller again, and it's rear wheel drive. So yeah, number 2 would be the size. Number 3 is actually the sound. Obviously, I'm not going to play music because copyright and all that, but the sound in here is really nice. Same in the Velar. I believe just like the Velar, this has like 4 different types of sound or sound system. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but in the settings you can go in there somewhere and change like what sound or what speakers or what stereo or what stereo sound you want your music to sound like. I don't know how they did it or why they did it, but it is nice, cool feature to have. You can just go through that, see what sound you like best. Number 4 will be the suspension. I mean, you're not gonna feel anything driving this car, or you're barely gonna feel anything. Big speed bumps, you can go over them fast. Potholes, like, you just feel at home. It's not one of them moments where you hit a pothole and you're like, damn, that shit sounds expensive. Like, nah, you're cool. It's a Range Rover, that's what it does. It flies over bumps. It's real nice in here. Finally, number five is actually gonna be the control at speed. This car, going in a straight line, you get real good, you just get so much control over the car in a straight line. Like, it's so easy to like overtake and put your foot down. I can't stress it enough. Like, I was so surprised being on the motorway and putting the power down and not feeling scared, not getting crazy body roll or any kind of nonsense like that in the car. Like, when you're going in a straight line, you're going fast, you're on the motorway, you're on the autobahn, this car can move and you can really put the power down and feel like you're in control. And that's gonna go into the top 5 things I don't like about this car. At slower speeds, now that I'm back in London, it just gets really annoying. At slower speeds and like cornering and all this kind of stuff, there is quite a bit of body roll. You can't, with the 1 Series, like, I don't know, maybe it's because it's a 4-wheel drive car as well, or it's the size, I'm not sure. It's probably a mixture of both, but in the 1 Series, you're small, you're lower to the ground, it's rear wheel drive. I can hit a corner nicely in that car. And it's a manual as well. I can hit a corner real nice in that car. I was going through Park Lane, and there's like a nice little bend over there. In the 1 Series, I would murder that bend, but in this, I tried it got a bit sketchy, didn't really know what was gonna happen, my life was at risk, all kinds of shit. But yeah, in the 1 Series, I can hit that curve so nicely, so smoothly. And yeah, that's the first thing I don't like about this car. The control at, I guess, lower speeds and cornering, it's not too great. It's not too great. Number 2 will be the infotainment system. It's a bit weird. Like, sometimes it works kind of well, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not too sure about it. Sometimes it's a bit laggy or it doesn't respond. All this disconnecting stuff from your phone and trying to reconnect, it's a bit annoying to connect your phone up the first time, but after that it is quite easy. I do like the fact that it has auto connect, so as soon as you like turn your car on, it connects. The BMW does that. I'm not sure if the Mercedes does that, I can't remember, but it is a nice feature to just know that as soon as you turn your car on, your phone's going to connect and you can start listening to music straight away. Yeah, it's a bit sketchy, but I do like the fact that it does connect straight away most times, I would say, most times. Number 4 is, again, back to the first point, the looks. I'm not into this car visually. I'm big on car looks. That's kind of like how I decide what cars I like instantly based off first looks, first impressions. And then from then on, I go into like what the car drives like. Is it this? Is it that? Is it that? Range Rovers are, except the Velar again, and the Evoque's pretty cool as well. But the Velar I actually really do like. But yeah, looks for this car, it's just a no from me. Yeah. Sorry Range Rover, sorry Land Rover, sorry Jaguar. It's a no from me. And 5th and finally, the last point I don't like, or the last thing I don't like about this car is the steering wheel. Again, I wish it could be a bit thicker. I had the M Sport steering wheel in the 1 Series. Really nice, really thick steering wheel. You don't ever feel slightly out of control. Like I said, it's not bad. It's not as bad as the Igo at all. But it could do with a bigger grip, a thicker grip. I think it would just add more control to the car when you're, I guess, cornering or just driving in general. It's nice to have like something to hold on to and really know that, you know, you're secure in this car, especially for a big car as well that can put the power down. It would be really nice. But yeah, so far I personally haven't touched a better steering wheel than the 1 Series M Sport steering wheel. Obviously I've seen nice wheels on YouTube and stuff like that, but me personally, so far that's the best steering wheel I've come across, the best steering wheel I've touched. It feels the best in my hand when I'm driving. I feel like I have the most control when I'm driving, and I can, you know, go a bit crazy on that the most out of all the cars that I've driven so far. So I guess that's it. I guess that's going to be the review of the Range Rover Supercharged V6. Oh wait, yes, I haven't talked about some of the numbers. This is a 3.0 litre, 3 litre V6 supercharged. I believe it's 340 brake horsepower, this particular model. I think you can get a faster one with 380 horsepower, don't quote me on that. Pricing, I think I did talk about it earlier, but let's talk about it again. I think it starts at 66 grand. You could probably get to just under 80 grand easily just by speccing it up. Me personally, would I spend 66 grand on this car? Again, no, because 1, it's a Range Rover, I'm not into Range Rovers, and 2, there's so many other cars I would rather get, including second-hand cars. You can't really go wrong with it unless you're talking looks. That's for me personally. But yeah, everything else about this car is pretty cool. I can't complain too much about it. it wasn't as bad to drive a Range Rover as I first thought it would be. Another thing I would appreciate is if the car had a swivel wheel for the infotainment system. This whole touchscreen thing is just a bit laggy. You're taking your eyes off the road for too long, pressing all these buttons and all this kind of stuff, and yeah, it's just not the greatest. BMW's swivel wheel, it's real nice to use. Mercedes is trash. Audi's, I'm not really into it. It's a bit weird. You'll see that in the Audi review. But the point is, I would rather have a swivel wheel down here to just use, rather than all this touchscreen stuff. Like, it is just annoying. I don't believe there's feedback. Yeah, there's no feedback either, so it's just, yeah, Range Rover, that's just a big no from me, sorry. So there you go, guys. That was my full review, or my fullish review of the Range Rover V6 3.0 litre supercharged Vogue. Is it Vogue or Vogue? It's Vogue, I think it's Vogue, yeah. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe. We've got the sunroof open right now. Let me know what you think I should be doing more in reviews. Like, give me feedback. Like, I actually want to know what people think of the reviews. Obviously I want to get better at doing them, so yeah, drop some feedback, hit my DM, hit the comments. Let me know what cars you would like me to review as well. Bear in mind, I'm not the richest guy in the world, so please don't say a Lamborghini, because I don't have a Lamborghini. Unless someone wants to give me a Lamborghini to review, I will definitely review a Lamborghini. I promise I won't crash your car. Wrong. But yeah, that was it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm outie, we outie, fast gang. Lash on the nightlife, nice out with no wife. That shit cut too deep, nice out with no knife. The squad mob too deep, recap like Prodigy. She look nice in the nightlife.